Hello, everybody. This is Seraphim 2001 with more AlternativA Blind. Okay, now I was reviewing my old videos, my first few videos for this, and I discovered the answer to it. I actually discovered the answer because I went in between the last set of videos in this set and did a test, and it does work. So I'll show you what it was.
The keys from my flat. I added one extra keyring to them recently, but I don't know why. Maybe I could remove it.
Yeah, this is it. Okay, now I don't get this. I would think you would be able to remove a keyring with your own fingers, but no. Apparently, I forget that I'm playing an adventure game, and you have to use adventure game logic, which means you use pliers.
I took a spare ring from the keyring.
Yes, pliers.
There's no need to have more than one there.
Anyways, so now we have the keyring, and to get this is how we get the hairpin.
I'll try to straighten it out and give it the proper shape. Well, it looks like a hairpin, though it's a little deformed.
Hairpin! It's good enough. And that's why I am here in front of the bar instead of back over where I was when I quit the last video. So off we go, into the bar. Okay, hairpin. Tom.
Tom.
Hey Tom, it's me, Richard.
Here's the hairpin in the diary. Do you think you can open it, please?
All right. Hope I can do it. Wait a minute.
Click, click, click. Oh, crap, that might my finger. Ah! Sorry. Come on, open it. Open it, open it,
Yep,
open it, open it.
it's done.
Woohoo!
You better take it back. I don't want to know what's inside.
Well, we do, so... It's a long time I wrote... It has been such a long time since I wrote in you. My last entry was written in my previous diary, taken from me by my daddy when the state searched our flat. Since my parents have been trying to find a notebook to write in, but it's hard. Yeah. I get my words mixed up. They try to make a living, but it's impossible without a card, so my parents have nothing to pay with. Luckily, I met a man a week ago on my way to the sewers. Oh god. I was going to search through the trash in the district border as usual. There's a container there. My daddy discovered it recently. There's a hollow under the container containing some scrappings from a factory in the industrial district. A lot of things can be found there, and some of them can be sold so we can buy some food. When I went there, a man there was standing with androids and talking to them. It seemed they respected him. He was very nice to me and said he could get me many things. I'm to meet him again tomorrow. He said he would have something for me. Oh boy. My dear diary, the man was just playing with me. He was a very bad man. He lied. He had nothing for me. He just wanted me for himself. He dragged me somewhere to do bad things to me. And when I went to the container, he wasn't nice to me like before, but waited for me with an android. After a while, I started to run. My parents had been following me and now tried to block the android's way. Because he started to pursue me. Sorry about that. I got something caught in my throat or something. He did terrible wrongs to my mummy and then dragged her somewhere. She returned only a while ago and said it was alright, but she forbade me to go anywhere far because it's dangerous. It's too dangerous. Daddy warned me against him, and he was right. I'm not afraid. Daddy can surely protect me. Oh wait.
April the 10th. After a while, I started to run.
Ah.
She.
Okay. Well, I didn't know you could do that.
My dear diary, it has been such a long time since I last wrote in you. My last entry.
Okay, you know what? Okay. I'm sorry. I didn't know you could do that. I didn't see that. I knew it was right there in front of me, but I thought I had to read this. Okay, here we go.
April the 11th, 2045. I'm afraid. I'm afraid so much. The man stalking me. I overheard my parents speaking about him. They said my mommy had to do something. I don't know what it was, but it wasn't nice. Somebody probably followed her when she was returning. So now the man knows where I live, and maybe he'll come here. My parents guard me. They don't let me go anywhere. But then again, I don't even want to. April the 13th, 2045. My dear diary, I'm so hungry. My daddy won't let us go out. He always goes searching for food and sellable stuff himself. Others are guarding us when he's away. My head aches badly. I feel nauseous. I haven't eaten for 3 days, and we have nothing to drink but river water. It's dirty. But we have to drink something. I overheard my parents speaking about the man again. They said that if Mummy went to him again, we would get some food and maybe a card for my daddy so he would be able to work again.
Well, I'm sure most of you can see where this is going. Very, very bad direction.
April the 15th, 2045. I can't stand it anymore. We've been starving for 5 days now, but I don't want my mommy going to that man instead of me. It's my fault. So I'll set it right. After all, he was quite nice to me the first time.
Oh no.
And hopefully the pawing won't be so bad. Surely not as bad as starving to death.
Oh my god.
April the 16th, 2045. I went there. I went to him, and it was horrible. His name's Peter or so, and he's a big gun in the government district. He said he was a high officer of the tech. He really was talking us. I only needed to go a short way from my home. His android waited for me and took me to an empty house. The man wanted me. He wanted the whole of me. But I smacked his face. Then his android beat me up. He threw me out of the door and said that he would have all my family killed. He probably doesn't know that we're already dying.
I'm sorry, I can't really say anything about that. Just, I didn't know it was gonna be this dark. Kinda depressing now. Oh boy. And there's more. How much more of this? Okay, a couple more pages. This is kinda depressing me a little bit.
I didn't think about it. I just knocked on the door and let him to do as he pleased. He gave me some food and water to let us live a bit better. He warned me that I must go to that deserted house every 3 days or he'll kill me and my whole family. April the 20th, 2045. I can't stand it anymore. I don't want my parents to find out. I'm trying to conceal it, but I'm unable to. I pretend I found the food and received the water from a nice man living nearby in the bar. Several months ago, he gave us some food, but now he's unable to. He said something about it not being possible because of money, and the man from the government district beats me more and more now. When I hesitate a little or he's displeased with something, he just hits me. My parents smell a rat. They don't believe me anymore, that I got all these bruises from falling.
Oh boy.
April the 21st, 2045. My daddy spied on me and saw where I got all the food and water. I got a beating from the man and then another from my daddy. He told me I mustn't go there anymore, but he doesn't realize it's better for me to suffer that way than starving. April the 23rd, 2045. Mummy decided to go to the man. When she returned, she was stained by blood and said it's all right now and that we may go out. The man won't harm us anymore. When I went to the house, I found him there laying dead. I ran away and didn't want to return home. I went to my favorite place and looked out over the old desolate districts behind the slums. I'd like to go there sometimes. As soon as I returned home, my parents scolded me and told me I was not allowed to go anywhere, at least for some time.
Oh my gosh. Well, it makes sense. Very desperate family in trouble.
April the 29th, 2045. Police with androids came yesterday. They asked many questions. The woman that led them was not nice. My mommy didn't want them to speak with me, but she pushed her aside and then smacked her when she tried to stop her again. She asked about things like me knowing him and stuff. I didn't know what to say, and my daddy wanted to answer instead of me. The androids dragged him away and beat him. Then they dragged me aside too. I made a confession. I don't know whether I did well. The woman surely suspects something, and she's going to be visiting us day by day, beating me and my parents. Then they will drag us to the government district and kill us there. I'm so scared.
You know, the more I'm listening to this, the more I'm reminded. This so reminds me. I had to read it in, I think it was 8th or 7th grade. The Diary of Anne Frank. For some reason, that's the first thing that pops in my head. It has a lot of. I know Diary of Anne Frank is based on a real thing, but this thing may have gotten a bit of inspiration when writing this diary from that, because that's, both of them kind of hit home in a way that, you know, it's people trying to survive against a cruel, essentially it's like a dictatorship in a sense.
April the 30th, 2045. She came again. It's just as I said. They took me to the government district. But luckily they brought me back later. They took my parents too, but they didn't interrogate them, just held them far, far from me. The investigator asked me where I was and when. She said somebody saw me carrying food and water. I told her I took it all from the same place as usual, and I described to her the place. After several hours, they let me go. Daddy was surprised they didn't murder any of us. They usually don't hesitate to kill. But I feel the investigator didn't want to kill innocent people, as if it somehow mattered to her.
And the last 2 pages.
May the 10th, 2045. The woman hasn't visited us for a long time, but my parents want me to give them this diary. It could betray us. They're right, so I have to part with you. My dear diary, you helped me a lot. I wouldn't make it through these hard days without you. Now I just fear what will happen next. What if the woman comes again and this time doesn't let us go? They'll hold us there and kill us, all in a day or two, or worse.
This is part of the trailer.
I know what happened to my aunt. She was dragged to the riverbank with her whole family, and their androids stripped her and beat her badly. Then they shot her little daughter dead in front of her and threw the body into the river. My aunt leaped into the water trying to catch it, and nobody has seen her since. It was punishment for begging outside one of the gates.
Yes, this part from I think just about here now, I just feel what would happen to this last
That's why we have to
section
hide
is in the
you.
trailer.
Because if they do such things because of mere begging, what would they do as a penalty for this? So my parents are going to hide you safely. Bye. My dear diary, I love you.
But the girl sitting there had the diary next to her. So did she keep it instead? Or is that a different girl? Well, now I'm curious. Well,